Hi, guys. Hi, happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate. Um, I feel like every day should be Valentine's Day, and it has nothing to do with buying anyone anything. But that's my own personal perspective. And so, with that, I would like to focus on Mercury retrograde. Um, it's coming in hot. 2 days we've been in her shadow, or his shadow through this full moon. There's been a lot. This energy has been really shadowy. Hi, love. Happy Galentine's Day, my soul sister. I'm happy we get to share it together. So it it's been heavy, like, and not heavy, but just feels like everybody's really being kind of forced to confront some things and face some things that maybe we wanted to kind of turn a blind eye to or hope that they kind of work out themselves. But one thing I've been learning on this journey is that's part of the lesson, is you being proactive in standing up for yourself, in setting boundaries, in speaking your truth, in creating distance between you and people, places, experiences that no longer serve you. And so what I wanted to do today, and I did a quick little overview and intro on IGTV. And I felt guided for the first time. I've never done a reading like this, but I felt guided to pull a few different oracle cards. And I tend to stick to one or two oracle and mostly tarot, but I really love how it came out, and the messages were aligning with what I was Mercury retrograde might look like for us as a collective and individually. So the overall energy we got was hostilities. Before I start, thank you so much. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following, commenting, being on here live with me, for the channel donations. I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude, and it has been, this week for me felt like kind of like the longest week ever, but yet the shortest. And I feel like I'm not alone in feeling like time's been kind of like funky. Timeline shifts. I feel like things are really moving quickly, but then it feels like they're not moving at all. And it leads to some confusion, I feel like. But when that happens for me, it's always a sign to just take a step back. Yesterday, I rested, slept, reflected, surrendered. Man, doesn't that seem to be the way things go? And that's one big message I'm getting with this Mercury retrograde, is patience. This is not a time so much to act in haste, and more of a time to pull it back in. And I'm so lagging. Can we catch up? I don't know. What's this do? Give me a sec. No. And then it says your connection's unstable. So hold up, y'all. Yay! Mercury retrograde. Like I said on IGTV, speaking of this, is my technology has been having all kinds of issues since Tuesday, and I was kind of laughing with my team, okay, thanks, y'all. With it's crazy. I don't know if I should keep it going or if I should stop and try to get back on. It's kind of nuts right now. Blech. That's how it feels with technology, right? So we're going to be flexible and kind of try to move through it. So again, take this as it resonates for you. If it does resonate and you want to get into specifics, message me at blackbirdoracle@gmail. You can message me on IG. Just set up a session. You know how that rolls. But the first thing with this hostilities I was picking up was it's coming more externally than internally for whomever these messages are for, this Mercury retrograde. And it goes along with and just confirms what I was picking up again in board meetings and meditation of really I'm getting like this outlandish kind of communication that's very maybe over the top. We're moving into Pisces season, and it's all about emotions and dreaminess, and I'm just kind of picking up a vibe of like some crazy communication coming in that might be like, where the fuck did this come from? And here goes my, oh, we're okay, like, and it's kind of like if you're the one that's awake, it's a time for you to just kind of breathe before you respond and recognize that a lot of people are walking around affected by the energy with no awareness, and that's on them. But again, it's to me, you kind of guarding yourself against this, really this sort of truth. And the blade came through on Wednesday when I did the quick little like midweek message. So that stuck with me again, is this idea of really kind of maybe being a little bit on guard of how people are coming at you is what's coming through. It could be too, I'm getting a little bit with some, and again, take it as it resonates for you. This is not for everyone, but for some, it's within the home, because the next card that came out was No Place Like Home. And a couple messages with this of, again, kind of, I'm getting this Mercury retrograde is a great time for you to kind of be a little bit withdrawn, a little bit guarded in observe, be in an observer mode more of what's going on around you with people, experiences. Is this super annoying for you guys watching, or is it just me? Let me know if this is like super irritating, because I feel irritated by it. I don't know. So No Place Like Home to me is this really, again, your physical body, that's the home, and that's what must be protected first and foremost. And it's where your light is, right? It is the house to your beautiful soul, and it deserves protection. I'm also seeing, and that's why this may not resonate for all of you, but I'm seeing some kind of change within the home with these kind of together, and with this 5 here. I'm not necessarily feeling any kind of like it's a negative change, more of a change that brings more balance, that maybe brings more clarity in. Hey, hi, love. It feels like more of, like I said, a positive change, but it's very much, I feel, again, Mercury retrograde, this first one. Yeah, I do. I agree with you. I think that collectively and individually, we've all been experiencing these little irritations, whether it is work or relationships. For me, and I unfollowed a few people on Instagram because I was like, well, if they're bothering you, why are you following them? And I posted, it's this idea of do this, don't do this. I get a lot of like it kind of shaming of if you aren't, manifesting and everything isn't flowing, then like I talked about, I think Wednesday, something's fucking wrong with you. And it's such a bullshit thing. And I think the thing that set me off is someone I follow who calls themselves, spiritual guide, whatever, said, don't listen to music, listen to silence. And I'm sorry, like, I'm going to go off for a sec. It's my channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? It pissed me off because I'm a music person. Spirit communicates with me through music and has my entire life. Music has been there for me when no one else has. And music to me is, and for many of us, it is, his name, you want me to say his name? Is it, I won't. I'm not going to put anyone on blast like that, but it really, I know, Mark, like, you're a music person too. And I was kind of like taken aback. I had to really be like, why would you say that? And I'm all for silence. Trust me, like, I'm a total hermit, an introvert. I love silence. I love meditating. It's one of my favorite things to do. But I also love listening to music. And I love, gonna straight up own it, shaking my ass. I will throw down some gangster raps, some hip hop, and dance my ass off. And it is not, it's about what's best for me and where I feel free. And dancing for the divine feminine energy is an amazing way to move your energy, to embrace that sensuality. And it is, to me, always, you can go on and on about megahertz and the music industry and the messages, but it's about you. What are your intention with it? What do you take from it? Again, it's like, how much power are you giving things outside of you that don't deserve it, right? So, it's just, that was my irritation this week, was seeing a lot of so-called enlightened, spiritual, awake, whatever you want to call it, beings being kind of judgy and bossy. And I think it's bullshit. Like, I'm always going to be like, you do you, boo boo. Like I said, the same with the meat. And I'm going to own it. I smoke, and this has been my goal this year. I've cut it back down over the last month, like I haven't in years. And I'm super proud of myself. And it's just me getting better for me every day. But none of us are perfect. And that's part of something I realized this week in working with my team in meditation, of we have to embrace our humanness too. And if one of the things you love about being human is hip hop music, awesome. If one of the things you love about being human is eating a fucking ribeye, do the damn thing. My only thing would be make sure it's clean, right? Because that's a whole nother tangent of, shit I don't want to go to right now. But it to me is like, anyways, I don't know where I was going. Woo, that took me on a whole new place. So anyways, yeah, when I get in the spitting fire, how it goes, and come to Jesus talks. That's what my students used to call it. They'd just be like, it's time for a come to Jesus talk. So I just, me, most of you do, you are perfect the way you are. And none of us are perfect. So just keep being a better you each day. And that's all we should all be worried about, right? So let's go back to the cards and kind of this big picture with low vibes of some hostilities out here. Possibly inside, because we know, as within, so without. But you get to a place where you also have to accept that it's just them. That's what happens when you know thyself. And that's what happens when you wake up every day committed to just being a better you. you can stand in your power and in your knowing that you're not the one throwing shade, that it is coming outside of you. But that's where we go in and make a decision of, is this worth fighting for and communicating over, or is it worth just letting go? Okay. So then the next card that came out from the Mystical Shaman, and if you were with me live on IG Wednesday, I pulled from here, and the book is just really interesting for me because I'm not a book person. Whenever I get decks, I don't touch the book. Some of them I've never looked at the book. I really read intuitively. And like Mark, I'm a storyteller. So it makes, the cards have always made a lot of sense to me because that's how they come through. But here's the owl that came out instantly: wisdom, mindfulness, watching, right? Being in that observer and just kind of taking it all in before making a decision or acting, right? Is really what's coming through for this Mercury retrograde. I love the 3 and the 9 too. To me, that's about approaching things with balance, detaching emotionally, and having that balanced reaction, or making a choice from a place of balance that comes from your inner wisdom. It comes from inside. And so let's read it. I'm gonna, because like I said, what the fuck? I can do whatever I want. Owl is the master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it is dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life, and to embrace the night as your ally. Owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of the ancestors. Ooh, I felt that one. And you may acquire their wisdom and make it your own. Look around you, notice every detail, and find the hidden messages brought to you by Owl. Do not shoot the messenger. I love that. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. Observe all the facets of the diamond without judgment. Remember that the facets you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. I love that. And I kept feeling this again, of this awareness of self and what's going on around you and how that reflects. Something I talked about this morning on the IG, or no, maybe I didn't. Something coming through this morning was this is a time, Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde is a time to really look at self-talk and then how that reflects out into your external world. I also was getting to that returns. I think and I feel, and not so much think, what's coming through and what I feel is a lot of people are going to have people returning, and that might be what brings this up. Maybe you felt you had cut cords with certain people in your life, and now they're coming back, and you're kind of like, what the fuck now? What do you want? Because, I moved on is what's coming through. And again, that don't shoot the messenger too was coming through. So when I read that, and then the sacred spirit reading cards, this came out. So we have 2 owls, big synchronicity, mindful wisdom, creating inner harmony. And right away, again, I was brought back to this card and how this is very internal. This is about being authentic to yourself and true to yourself. And what came through is the connection here of guarding your energy, of not letting anyone fuck with your peace. And if people are coming at you like this, really first reflect. I'm not one to use people, but one thing I've learned, especially being a twin flame and on this journey, is anyone who is triggering us, or all of it is a reflection, right? So whatever's external, always kind of look inward. And I did this week with everybody irritating me, and I was like, it's just this. For me, what it was is I have been bossed around, bullied, and judged my whole life. And so, yeah, it does irritate me when I see and feel other people doing it. I have every right to feel that way, especially having that experience. And it's been a big part of my journey is kind of standing up to the bullies. And it's kind of, I feel like what I am here to do is be a voice for the voiceless and the powerless, and those of us who kind of just always have to fucking deal with this shit. And it's, again, this, message I was getting earlier in the week of, I often am in a place now of thinking and looking back and going, was there anything really wrong with me, or was it because there are so many things that were right about me that these people, were all kind of brought around me? And I think that is the case for many empaths and light workers and starseeds, is it is our light that attracts, but we have to learn the lesson of how to shield and protect ourselves, of practicing that awareness and that mindfulness, and taking off the rose-colored glasses with people we love. It's extremely difficult, right? But it's probably one of the hardest things for me is when you see souls and how amazing, and you see potential, right? Who people could be if they made different choices. It's hard to want to accept the truth that they don't make those choices and that's who they are, and then allow them to go be douchebags, right? It's hard. But if you don't let it go, let them go, protect your energy, then it fucks you up. And so, again, it's this whole lesson of learning how to love people from afar, accept them for who they are, and allow them to go onto their journey. You get to decide whether you want to journey with them or not. I'm lagging again. Haha. All right. So let's go a little deeper. How long? Ooh. Man, I go the fuck off. I love you guys who hang out with me. Thank you. My tangents. Let's look at this hostilities. Let's look a little more into this. Tell us a little more about this hostilities, what this might refer to for us during Mercury retrograde season. Hostility energy. Ooh, 5 of fire. Okay, so yeah, it to me again feels a bit external. It's about comparing, competition. Again, I'm getting this. This won't be for everybody, but I'm definitely getting it. This energy, this message of in and out is what I'm seeing. So this could be someone, like I said, a return, someone who's come in and out, maybe kind of noise, drama, maybe someone who caused a lot of drama, or that is going to. It feels very, again, it feels very much external. Someone coming in like this, like kind of just this energy of all over the place. And you're kind of like, taken aback is what's coming through. What about this no place like home? No place like home. To me, it might be a little bit of communication that kind of disrupts your balance. Again, I'm getting this. Throws you off. Okay. Hangman came out to clarify no place like home. And to me, this goes again with the messages coming through of suspended motion. It's kind of a time not to act. Mercury retrograde, and I feel like Spirit's just confirming it's more of a time to take a step back, to really review, reflect, like we've talked about. These relating to each other, if they're connecting for you guys, it's a little bit too of someone who maybe you haven't talked to, that maybe things have been on hold, or you just again, I'm getting this so weird return of someone coming back in that you had possibly cut the cords with, had put the focus onto yourself, had kind of, taken a time out from all of it, the noise, whatever, and kind of gone inward in this owl energy. And I'm getting from Spirit, like there's something coming back during this retrograde that you want to depend on these practices and this inner work and balance, because again, I'm feeling like something's about to kind of throw you for a loop. Let's look at the owl. What's this owl? More of the owl message. A death card. So it could be a Scorpio you're dealing with, but it doesn't have to. Transformation in this deck. I feel like you've been through the transformation. And again, what I'm getting is this message of Spirit saying, during whatever comes at you during Mercury retrograde, whatever's communicated, remember, you've been who you are. You've been through so many transformations to become this. Use this wisdom. Call on the ancestors. Allow things to unfold and transform in front of you. I'm getting a little bit too of like childlike wonder. See this with her? Like how she's just watching it kind of transform. So there's something there. And I'm seeing a lot of 3s and 2s, you guys. So keep an eye on those numbers. Sorry, Mark, you threw me when you said interesting, and it is. I'm going to keep going. Let's look at mindful wisdom, creating the inner harmony. I'm getting almost like allowing something to transform, and then we get the sun. So again, remember when I said I'm getting this energy of change, but not like a good change. And to me, that's what this is. And we get, you guys, I only pulled 4 tarot, and 3 again are major arcanas. And so this is big. Mercury retrograde, universal energies. There are things I feel like at play that haven't quite come to the surface yet, but that this is the time where you might be seeing things maybe from a different perspective. The Hangman, and the transformation are 12 and 13. So we kind of get suspended, right? Where we where we go through our own awakening, we take our pause, right? And then that transformation occurs. It's like, it's weird, and I'm going to say it just how it's coming through, but it feels like it's external again. Like there's something coming that you see. Okay, where you're seeing something transform in the physical, whether it's relationship. I mean, that's what's coming through. But it's a positive with this sun here. It's a positive transformation. So again, it could be relationship related. I'm definitely picking that up. Something within the home, partnerships. But take it as it resonates for you. It's really interesting how I'm. There might be a little bit of this hostilities energy with this 5 of fire. Might be a little bit I'm getting of again, it's so external. So it almost feels like it's like, because you've transformed, because you've gone inward, because you've become this owl, this very balanced, like, and you're really like shining. It's almost like this is why this is coming in. Not quite like a test. It doesn't. Wow, you know, there's so much coming through. Trying to just. Huh. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pull more cards. I'm glad you two are resonating. Know what it is in your situation. You were thinking test? Yeah, I'm getting this, like, I feel like that's where the loop might be. Oh, aha. So you did the clearing and then, right? And that's what I'm getting is this energy of you guys have already done the work, and now it's like this, bam, you see the results in the physical that are kind of like super positive, but they take you kind of aback. Like, I don't know. That's what's coming through. And I want to clarify this 5 of fire. Tell me a little more about this 5 of wands with the hostile energy. Yeah, see, I feel like it's a happy family. I feel like you being good, being happy, doing your work, all of this stuff pisses someone off. And I don't know why it's coming through that way, but y'all have to let me know, because that's the story I'm getting. That yeah, it's really weird. It could be too that whatever this is that comes in, no, I'd like to say it could be something different, but it's coming in really clear. Like, it's like now that you're in this place of peace and again in your light, it pisses people off. And it's like, there's, okay. Yeah, tell me about the Hangman here with the No Place Like Home. Something's coming back around too, because we get the Seven of Pentacles. And what I'm getting is, things coming to fruition. Again, this energy of you and messages of you've done your work and things are about to pay off, right? They're there. And you might, again, I'm getting not see them yet, but the Four of Cups to follow. So there's something you have not seen yet, but it's a comeback around. It's like the universe is going to offer another opportunity. Interesting. Tell me about one more with that. See, interesting. So I said with this Seven of Pentacles that something's about to pay off, come to fruition, and then we get the Eight of Pentacles. So, but what first came out was the Five of Pentacles. Look at all this Pentacles energy. This is all earth energy. This is all in the physical world. And again, I'm getting this something showing itself in the physical over these next couple weeks. And when I'm seeing this with this owl and the transformation, it's like, I love it. I look forward to it, Mark. It's like, again, you have worked on yourself. I'm seeing this 1 and 3 again. Yourself, your balance with this 3 and 9, right? So again, it's been about you, your transformation, you coming out of the cold, you letting go of shit that makes you feel this way. Right? You realized that you're not alone. You've healed abandonment issues. You've healed all this kind of stuff around the Five of Pentacles, abandonment, left out in the cold. It can relate to financial struggle. So, it resonates for me. It could be working through belief systems around money, and I always share parts of me with you guys. So that's definitely, and if you were with me on Monday, that's been the focus this week. I know where they come from, and I'm really working through those and have been healing those and releasing those and surrendering all of the shit around this, right? And it could be that for some of you, however it resonates, and your hard work's about to pay off. Look, because the sun comes next, inner harmony. This 10 here with this mindful wisdom. Look at this, you guys, 2 10s. It's almost like a timeline over the next couple weeks of, these messages might come in and it might be, you need to take a step back now. Pause, go back and recognize all of your work. Is it something that you're willing to throw away again? It is kind of the test question I'm kind of getting of, it's going to be really important for you to really take a step back, and are you done with it or are you not, kind of thing. But again, this Eight of Pentacles coming out is hard work paying off. It's about you focused on your work again, and that energy I'm getting of you've been focused and working on your healing. You're in this bright light shining, you're mindful, you're relying on the wisdom and the experiences you've gained, you've transformed, and now here it comes in the physical. Like, it's awesome. Sun, let's look at the sun with mindful wisdom. What else can you tell us about this sun energy? Oh, okay. Again, could be a water sign. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, King of Cups, something emotional. This connection, whatever it is, and you know, divine connection, soulmate, twin flame, your person, whoever that is. But this is definitely emotions, and it's matured. So again, I'm getting this element of surprise, like being taken aback, having to kind of step back and look. Tell me a little more about the King of Cups here. That doesn't surprise me, Mark. I have to tell you, my whole life, water signs in love for this girl. Okay, trust me. So that is not a thing for me. But like both my parents are Cancer. My two best girlfriends, soul sisters, are Scorpios. I have so many water sign clients, like, and I think it's that balance of earth and water that kind of brings them to me. And I'm a Cancer rising too. Let's look at the King of Cups. What else can you tell us about this King of Cups energy? I just saw the Nine of Cups, and right before I saw it with the sun, what I'm getting is just something really happy, like emotionally, that really is emotionally fulfilling. And I am kind of getting a sense of this is like the 3-week kind of time, like might be kind of how things roll out. So it's almost like this communication, whatever this is, comes in and you take a step back and you really look and you're mindful and aware. And then you make this decision to kind of follow your heart, follow the light, whatever that kind of means to you, using your wisdom. King of Cups. Anything else? Yep. Yeah. Six of Swords. Travel. You could be traveling, literally. It could be with home too. Remember, I said changes in the home. So there could be literal movement, relocating, or just a trip or travel. Be mindful of that over the 3 weeks. I wouldn't, travel and Mercury retrograde can have lots of glitches, just because that's the energy. So being mindful and aware, it's not the best time to travel, but again, you get to do whatever the fuck you want, right? But it's also moving to smoother waters, like out of the head. It again is what I just said of like, there's something following your heart, not overthinking it, really being in this place of mindful wisdom and an inner balance that you know exactly what you want, what you deserve, what is going to fulfill you. Like there's that 5 of Swords going round and round and second guessing. I'm getting this isn't going to be something that you have to think hard about. Like you're just going to know, this is it. Like this is it for me. And you're going to go. You're just going to say fuck it and go. I'm getting a little bit of, yes, it could be relationships, but it could be work related too for some of you. I'm getting kind of both energies. And again, I'm getting some home and family stuff as well. So take it again as it resonates, but it's definitely this. Yeah, it's super cool how I'm kind of, it's like playing out in my head of how this like kind of all plays out over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be interesting to see, huh? Okay. And what else? Anything else you guys want me to ask? I think that's a pretty cool Mercury retrograde forecast. If you guys have anything specific, get some weekend messages. Anything? Let's see. Okay. Mark's down. I'm down. You guys know I could do this. I swear I could sit probably for 2 hours on here and just do this and talk to you guys. I don't know. It fills me up. It feels good. So, all right, weekend messages. So let's get a couple weekend messages. It does, Mark. And I think, again, it has a lot to do with this collective shift, right? Of all of this influx of light, where I think we have that light worker awake, enlightened, whatever community now, where we are able to, right, work with it in such a positive way. We're seeing things start to flow in more positive directions. But again, as I said, and what was coming through is be aware of those who are unaware and asleep, because this could affect them completely differently. And we all know it has a lot to do with closing cycles, with karma, with all of that. So it's people who are not on the journey yet. I'm seeing it be completely different than those of us who are doing the work. Okay. So, weekend messages. What can you tell us this weekend? What else? Thank you. Oh. Ooh. Okay. We got the Seven of Pentacles twice, awaiting results. So I'm getting a little bit of maybe not a lot of movement this weekend in terms of any of this. More, again, of you might feel like things still aren't moving. I agree, Melissa. I think once you become aware and you start, teaching yourself, educating yourself about the energies, what each of these planets, houses, all of this stuff, even just bits and pieces of it, it does help you navigate and know what's coming in, how to move through it. And it's amazing. It completely changes your whole perspective on things like Mercury retrograde compared to what a lot of people put out there, right? It's very negative. But this is a message of, again, we got it twice, right? Staying focused on you, allowing things to blossom, because what came out next was judgment. So you might feel, just reflecting this weekend again, making some judgment calls on what you really want, where you really want to head is what's coming through. I'm seeing her like, this is like creating to me, right? Of really what you are ready, that tale you want to spin, that story, what's your story, as you kind of wait. And it's not sitting around waiting, right? But as you kind of wait for things to unfold, we got the Three of Swords too. So something could be coming in over the weekend. And I said judgment call. For some reason, I'm seeing the Judgment card from the Good Tarot, which is called Call. That there might be communication this weekend. And it could be third party from the past, someone who's hurt you, that stuff we've been talking about for this last 50 minutes. And it's almost like, as you're focused on you, creating what you want, nurturing, I'm seeing her kind of like the Empress energy of fertility, abundance. You're weaving your magic. Someone comes out of isolation, opening up is what I'm seeing. It could also be you. You could be this weekend, as you kind of really are manifesting, is what I'm getting, really putting focus and energy into what you want to create. It could push you to stretch out a little bit, maybe try something new this weekend, instead of like this, instead of sitting around and waiting for something to happen. It's almost like you're going to, you know what, I'm getting a little bit of, I'm going to do some things for me to make some things happen, and not like, I hope you know what that means, right? Coming through, like, I'm going to create, I'm going to manifest, I'm going to kind of get out of my head, with this being the Three of Swords, release this and kind of just do my thing. And that typically, you guys know, when we shift our attention and our focus away from certain people, situations, it kind of brings them back around, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting this weekend, is you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You're blossoming. You're reaching out. You're healing. You're opening up, and that's kind of what maybe gets this ball rolling. You know, this Mercury retrograde, because yeah. I'm seeing completions too. There's something with this this weekend too. I feel like you might have a moment of really like clarity of how you want to move forward, you know, with this. So it's super cool. Anything else with the Seven of Pentacles for weekend messages? King of Cups showed up again, y'all, with the awaiting results of the Seven of Pentacles. So if you're dealing with a water sign, it definitely could be them. Could be you too, just being more emotionally mature to kind of let things go and not focus on it. Know things are coming in again. It is kind of doing your thing, right? Of, I'm not attached to anything, is what I'm hearing. I'm just doing my thing. What about this Blossom, this Judgment card this weekend? Weekend messages. Ooh. Yeah, there's something with you guys, whatever you've been wanting to do new, or there's a new beginning coming. And it's, this to me, they look so similar. See these two things right here, right? Gold and the circles, completion, a new beginning. Whatever it is you're wanting to manifest new in your physical world, this is a great weekend to really focus on that. To remember, energy flows where attention goes, right? So I feel like the weekend message is, don't sit around and wait for things to happen. Don't, worry about what's incoming. Get really focused and clear on what you want to manifest, and how you want to move forward in your physical world. And I am getting, with this King of Cups here, this emotional maturity, this emotional balance with it, of not getting too carried away, being able to detach from the outcomes and just know what lights you up, and getting clear on how to make those steps forward on it. What about this Three of Swords? Four of Swords. You're healing this, and there's, again, I get a third party, an outside vibe with this whole reading, this whole Mercury retrograde, but there's something very healing about it. And we see the 3 to the 4 of Swords as a weekend message. So whatever you've been working on, heartache, you've been working on healing, it's the healings here. You've been, again, strong message today to you guys. You've been doing the damn thing. It's all about to kind of click all together. So don't stress yourself out. Just get real clear and only focus on what you want, right? And because I'm getting a super powerful, oh, bottom was judgment too. 2020, lots of 2s, lots of 3s, some 5s in there. So we've got changes with partnerships, changes that have happened within, now manifesting in the physical. And I keep, whatever it is, y'all, manifesting is happening. You're coming out of this transformation, stationary place, and I feel like you're really feeling it right now and through the weekend. So really super cool energy. Anything else with this King of Cups? Anything else? Felt those coming. Oh, there are 3. I thought there were only 2. Yeah, it's like both for me. So take it again. It's you to me, kind of growing up. Emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, that balance to know what choices to make. Here's a 7 of Cups with the 7 of Pentacles. There's a lot of choosing I'm hearing that's going to be happening. And then we get the Ace of Cups clarifying and the Magician. What I say, something's manifesting for y'all. And it's a new beginning. It's something new. It's something that's emotionally fulfilling that you've been working towards. And I'm getting to stay focused on that this weekend because you've done the healing. And it's time to just kind of allow it to grow and blossom into your reality with this Ace of Pentacles. So I hope you liked it. Thank you guys, Melissa, Mark, and I'm so happy as always to spend time with you guys. Let me know. And if you do, if anything comes up and you, yeah, balance does feel better, doesn't it? And sometimes it takes a long time. And you know, another thing I found, sometimes it freaks you out. Like it hit me earlier this week, like my level of detachment is almost eerie sometimes. It's almost like the level of no fucks given can sometimes be like, holy shit, man, it really doesn't matter. I'm good, right? So that releasing and that surrendering with the balance is, yeah. All right. So I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and weekend. And like I said, if things come up, hit me up. We can always shoot a quick reading out. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, you guys.